probably 60, 70 of these basement bars, and everyone had a resident, a house band. And what used to happen, you started off, and then after about 3 weeks, the manager might say, "Hey, you could get a better bass player." So, get a better bass player. "Hey, what about a drummer?" So you gradually improve the level of musicianship, and from playing to an audience of 20, 50, 70, hundreds, thousands, you'd end up playing in stadiums. You may have heard of the house band at this bar. You've heard of a band called Traffic. Okay, so this is where Traffic kicked off. And there's an interesting story. One day, a guy called Jimi Hendrix turned up with his manager, and I think Hendrix jammed in every bar in London, and he jammed with Traffic. He really, really enjoyed it. And he came back and he used this space as a rehearsal space. But it also was the start of a really long friendship with Dave Mason. And if you are familiar with a Hendrix track, All Along the Watchtower, that's Dave Mason on acoustic guitar at the start of the track. So this is where the friendship began. The guy who ran this club was a guy called Viv Prince, who was the drummer in a band called The Pretty Things. And Viv Prince was the model for Keith Moon. So you can imagine what Viv Prince was like. My final point, there was a movie which came out 2 or 3 years ago called Last Night in Soho, starring Anya Taylor-Joy. And it's a really excellent movie. I recommend it. It's kind of a horror story, but quite funny. And the bar which features in that movie is this bar, yeah? So check out the movie and you'll actually see this bar.
I'm like, I'm not in this room. No, they're just walking down the middle of the road, though.